LiUNA 625 represents over 2,000 men and women who build infrastructure for major construction projects in Windsor, Essex, and Chatham, Kent, like the Herb Gray Parkway or the Gordie Howe International Bridge. They also provide a pre-apprenticeship construction craft worker training in their state-of-the-art training center in Oldcastle. Get the right skills for a rewarding, solid career in the construction industry. Join us, learn more, earn more. Check them out at liuna625.ca.
And what is going on, everybody? It is episode number 46 of Hat Trick Hockey, which is always brought to you by our good friends over at GL Heritage, the official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. If you like some of our merch that you see that Rob's wearing there, you can just go on our merch store, click shop now. You can click any link on all of our posts and everything for all our merch for some sweet merch. This is also it being episode number 46. This is the David Krejci edition of Hat Trick Hockey. He's been in the league for 15 years, 215 goals, 515 assists, 730 points. He's a cup champ. And he's still in the game. And that guy is an absolute legend, absolute beauty. So more to come from him. In the meantime, we'll bring in Rob. Rob, how was your long weekend?
It was good. Busy. Got in a pool. Yeah, just cleaning up the yard, waiting for somebody to come do the deck.
Beauty. Pretty soon we'll be floating around crushing blondes in there.
Got like that.
Damn right. So I went golfing today, dude. I'm a horrible golfer.
You're what?
I'm a horrible golfer. Golf tears you down. It breaks you down as a human being. And then when you're just because I'm terrible at it, bro.
So you don't golf enough. Why could you be mad about it?
No, I'm not.
You're not at home watching the kids. You're not at home taking care of shit. You're out on the links fucking drilling balls.
No, I know, but it was good today. I got out with my boy Chris there. So him and I got out. We hit around. We got linked up. So you know how if you have two, they'll always like pair you with somebody else. Well, we got paired with one of the Rangers on his off day. And it turned out he was pretty cool. So we golfed with him and his wife, and like we had a good time. So it was a good time, but I probably shot about 630. So we're just gonna forget about that round of golf.
That must have been fun for him watching you use the whole course.
Oh, I was like, I could smash it, but I was hitting them like 2 fairways over. That's the thing, you know what I mean? They usually like it when you stick to your own fairway.
Yeah, it makes it quicker too.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, it didn't help. We had this one group in like front of us, and like whatever, they're having a good time, but it was 4 older ladies, and they were walking, so it kind of like, you know, it dragged along a little bit. We're not hating on them, okay? We're not hating on them by all means, but I'm just saying it made the day a little bit.
Well, they give you time to look for your balls.
Yes, that is true. That is true, but it made the day a little bit longer, but it was a good time and all. So we'll jump into the hockey. Big news of, well, 2 big things, 2 big like stories of the week. Kadri got 8 games. So he got 8 games for his hit he threw. I believe it was Justin Falk. It was a mean looking hit. He crushed him. He hit him. It was open ice. So however, he is going to appeal the 8 games. But like, why appeal, bro? You're a repeat offender. This is the 3rd time you've done this. This is the 3rd time you got kicked out of a playoff series. When are you going to learn, bro? Quit throwing those shitty hits. You know what I mean? Like, now your team, obviously your team's a wagon. Okay, Colorado is amazing. But still, having him in the lineup makes him even better. Now he's out for 8 games. And now I understand that he's throwing up the freaking appeal. But do you really think that they're going to give him less, Rob? Or do you think they're going to make him stick with the 8 games?
I think they might give him less. I understand that he's a repeat offender, but that being said, I don't know. It's a total headshot. It was brutal. Like, what is? I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Like, what is that? 3 3 times in 3 years you've been suspended out of the playoffs.
For a whole series, dude.
Yeah.
If he gets
Like,
8 games, he's out a whole fucking
wow.
series, dude. Like, what the hell's going on here, bro? Just nuts. Like,
I don't know.
Use your noodle,
I think
bro.
he's a little bit cuckoo.
Like, Jesus. That was a bad hit.
I don't get it.
So, I don't know. So, we'll see what happens there. The question that I want to ask you, Rob, because George Peros has been taking a beating as of late. Do you think he made the right call on 8 games?
I do. Like, well, you got to make an example of somebody. It just happens to be Kadri again, right? So, I don't know. There's some pretty cheesy shit that he let go that were like fines.
Yeah, he's throwing fines all over the map. Weber got one or something.
It's $5,000. Like, you know what I mean? Make it a day's pay, or make it a game pay, or whatever you make. That's you're not getting a game suspension, but you're giving up a day's pay for it,
which is a lot more than your 5K. And the thing is too, is like, oh man, it drives me nuts. Like, just, there's been so many fines. I'm not even tracking the fines. There's been so many. Like, he's just flinging money all over the place, which is whatever, but 5K is nothing. But I understand what you're saying. Hit him a little harder. If you hit him with a game pay and he gets like 60 grand opposed to only 5, you know, 5's like 3 shifts. 5's like 3 shifts.
Yeah.
The other thing too, the other big story is Johnny T. So he was released there from the freaking like hospital, as I'm sure everybody's seen. It was kind of a weird looking play. He just went down, and who was it who went by him?
Corey Perry.
Yeah, Corey Perry, and just kneed him, snapped his head back. It looked really bad. He was obviously laying there unconscious. The trainers came out, tried to like lift him up. I don't even know why they tried to lift him up, seeing that his head snapped back like that blew my mind. But
I don't think they tried to lift him up. I think, you know, a lot of these fucking hockey players, they're really tough guys, and they're like MMA fighters and boxers. They don't want to stay down. So I think, honestly, he was trying to get up.
I think they were trying to get him up to his knees or something.
Because he was on his belly, like,
yeah.
And luckily the second trainer came out and caught him before he actually flipped back and smacked his head off the ice, because that could have been even worse.
Oh, he was in bad shape. It was a scary scene. It was a very scary scene.
Okay, but what nobody noticed, I don't, because I haven't heard anybody talk about it, is that Weber, when he went to hit him, he kneed him. Watch the play again. He kneed him in the thigh, and which spun him around and knocked him on the ground. Now he's not out with a concussion or a neck injury or spinal or anything like that. He's out with a fucking leg injury.
Yeah.
And why do you think that was? Because there was a knee involved. Take a look at it again. You'll see it.
I think they said he had a conky too. Because he got kneed in the head, dude. Like, he got hit hard.
Oh, he had a concussion right off the bat, but protocol, he'd have been fine. He may have come back in that game. As crazy as that sounds, but he, in all honesty, it was Weber's knee that got him in the thigh, which gave him a leg injury, and now he's out for 2 weeks with it. He's not out for the concussion or anything. He's out with a leg injury.
Well, he was actually released. He spent the night, I believe. And then the next day he was cleared by a team of doctors. So they cleared him of head injuries, neck injuries, like anything like that. So he's been cleared.
There's a fucking team of doctors on the ice with him.
Oh, I know. They were out there quick too, man.
Oh, they had awesome. Montreal's doctors came out. Toronto's doctors came out. Their trainers came out. Everybody came out. Like, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, it was scary.
Yeah.
So best of luck to him. Hopefully we see him back soon.
Okay, but before we move on, what did you think about Foligno fighting Perry?
If I'm Corey Perry, I'm not giving you that fight. Why would I give you that fight? I didn't mean to hit him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a complete accidental play. I get it. Corey Perry's a rat, okay? He causes a lot of shit on the ice. Yes, he does. But you could tell he had no time to do anything. It was just boom, and his head was right there. Like, he couldn't do anything. There was the game is too fast. Anybody that thinks that he meant to knee him in the head, you're off your fucking rocker. I'll say that because the game moves too fast. There's no way that he could zone in and, you know what I mean, and get him like that. That is a freak thing. And him being the absolute vet that he is, answered the bell when he didn't have to. Like I said, I wouldn't have. I would have been like, why the fuck would I fight you? I didn't mean to hurt your guy. If I meant to hurt your guy, then okay, we'll fight it out. That's fine. But I wouldn't have fought him. Would you?
I don't care what anybody says. I agree with what Foligno did, and there's a lot of people that don't. But that's my captain. You hurt my captain, and now I have to fight you.
Of course, I see that.
You know, and I agree. Perry felt like a bag of shit because he did that. Like, and it was a total accident. But I also see Foligno's part of it. Like, I can't let you get away with this. Was it an accident or wasn't an accident? Regardless, I have to do something for my captain.
Yeah.
And whether, you know, people are talking about, oh, well, they scored a goal right after the power play. It was a minute and a half or 2 minutes after the power play. So it had nothing to do with that fight and them scoring. Well, so in all honesty, and you know what, everybody's got their own opinion, and that's fine. But me personally, I would have fought Perry.
Yeah. See, we always talk too once in a while. We always talk about the game within the game, right? So it's kind of like I could see it from both sides, like too, right? Like I could see it like, hey, you hurt my guy. My bench is on a downer right now. So we're gonna fucking go and we're gonna settle this now. Because if they hadn't, then shit might have got dumb. Right?
Well,
like
guys are going to chase them all over the ice. And good for him.
Shit would have got stupid.
I have to go ahead.
I said shit would have got dumb. So at least them fighting on the spot is just like, okay, we're going to fight right here and we're going to get this over with. And it's not going to fucking drag out and be a stupid hockey game. Guys throwing out shit, someone getting hurt because guys are pissed
guys
off,
would have chased them all around the ice and that's all they would have paid attention to. So get it done, get it over with, move on.
In that aspect, I do agree too.
So, yeah. I think that's why Foligno did it, is to get it over and done with, because, you know, whether, you know, he saw it that way or whether he didn't see it that way, I have to do something about it.
Yes, I agree. And props to fucking Corey there too for dropping him when he technically didn't have to. You know what I mean? Yeah. He could have said, fuck you. And he did. So props to him.
He's a good fighter too. And he didn't throw too many punches. I just think out of respect, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
He just said, I'm going to take my licks now and this is over with. So,
yeah,
which is good.
And look, nobody's chasing him around the ice anymore. Nobody's doing anything.
No, it's done and over with.
He's playing his dirty fucking game that he always plays. And that's fine. Like Simmons, when's Simmons going to start like just burying guys? That's what I want to know.
They got to get him.
We'll get into Toronto and after that, but whatever.
Yeah, we will. We definitely will. The one series I want to talk to you about is fucking Boston just manhandled Washington like they were nothing. So that series,
that's impressive.
Ovi's also hurt, so he will not be with Russia at the Worlds. He was also asked about his contract because I believe his contract is due up at the end of this year, and he said that he would comment at a later date. But he did, however, say that he wants to finish his career in Washington, so he's gonna stay. They're saying that he might make 13 or 14 million a year. They're gonna make him the highest paid player in the game.
Well, that's great. Like, go ahead and do that. But how much are you fucking your cap by?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, how many millions
don't care, bro?
Already?
Some of those Russians don't. Some of the Russians don't fucking care, dude. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's selfish. There's a certain amount of money that can be made. You can. He's going to make millions off of endorsements and shit like that. But when it comes to you $14 million, or you picking up a $5 million guy to help you out on your line. You know what I mean? I saw the same thing with Austin Matthews. I didn't agree with, like, does he deserve the money? Yeah, but the cap is what the cap is, you know, like, You think that guy's going to be hurting for money in 5 years?
No, fuck.
You know, like
Dude,
all the shit he
Boston.
sells, all the Matthews jerseys that go,
Dude,
whatever.
we haven't even talked about Boston yet, and they were the ones that won the series. They are firing on all cylinders. Everybody's clicking. Everybody is just on at the same time, dude. Just everybody's just firing on. Taylor Hall's been scoring. They're getting help from everybody. However, three out of the 5 games played in that series did go to overtime.
Yeah.
So they had one, I think one went to the second overtime. But still, so overall, it was a good series. They're back and forth at it. But
Do you think Washington misses Holtby?
yeah, do you think Chara's kicking himself in the balls for leaving Boston?
No, they didn't want to give him the money that he wanted. I don't think he is.
That sucks, though, man. Lose 4-1 like that, but it's Big Z. He always bounces back. The other one that kind of threw me for a loop, which was, well, not really for a loop because we had already picked them to win the series, but Colorado just swept St. Louis like they weren't even there. However,
I think I picked them in 4.
I think you might have.
did.
However, though, St. Louis has a lot of injuries right now, so I know they're banged up, but I just didn't expect it to go like that. Like that
They're a
was
powerhouse.
just domination. So Colorado, I'll tell you right now, people, look out for Colorado. Colorado is nasty right now. Nasty. They're big. They're mean. They score. They hit. They have amazing goaltending. They have everything. They almost make me want to change my pick, but I like my pick. But they would be my next pick in line right after Vegas. So look out for those. What do you think about them, Rob? Colorado, and you got to figure they're missing Kadri.
Yeah, they're a powerhouse, and he better figure his shit out, or he ain't going to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like look what Toronto did. Like Toronto was ousted like right after Kadri did that. He was no help to them whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to win a series, he needs to be there. Like with these tougher teams coming up.
Yeah.
So
see
blow your head out of your ass and start playing hockey.
And you know what? Before we flip over to the interview, the other series that I want to talk about real quick was the Oilers. The Oilers, bro, what the fuck is going on in Edmonton right now?
Didn't you pick Edmonton?
Yeah. Dude, when you have 2 of the best players in the fucking world that are riding a hot streak going into the playoffs, and it was just like a fucking brick wall, just like bam.
Total different animal, total different hockey, total different everything. Everything's different.
Winnipeg,
the whole
is what you.
Yeah, I told you they were 3 lines deep, no problem.
Wow.
They're a powerhouse. They are.
Wow.
And Toronto better figure out their shit too before they get to them.
The only part that might help is they're going to be sitting for a little bit.
Yeah.
But however, the Leafs are playing back-to-back nights, right? They played last night and they're playing again later on here, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I feel sorry for Connor McDavid. I do.
Why all his millions?
Because no, it's not even that. It's not. Yeah, it sucks, but obviously, right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
fucking poor Connor.
Yeah. But I just mean in aspects of the game. He's the best player in the fucking world. Hands down. Okay. Best player in the world. Has probably one of the best wingers to play with in the world. And look at the shit they're going through, man. You get fucking
but what do they have after that?
Swept, dude. You couldn't even win one game. If I'm Connor McDavid, and like whatever, people are gonna be like, oh, whatever for this. If I'm Connor McDavid, fucking run, bro. Run. Like, get the fuck. Don't waste your career in Edmonton. I'm sorry that I'm saying this on the air, but nothing has changed. You've made the playoffs. You guys haven't made a push. Like, when are they gonna fucking give Connor what he needs to win a Stanley Cup?
Well, how much does Connor make? Where do they have the money to get this?
I don't know, man. Figure your shit out. You got one of the best general managers.
Oh shit! But you're the captain too. I get it that you're a fucking stud. But maybe you need to renegotiate your contract and bring better players in. I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like I said, people are gonna torch me for that, but I don't care. Like after this, like, come on, dude. They're telling you, there's gonna come a point in time where he's gonna get sick of it. He's gonna get sick of it. I know he loves playing there, but guess what? He's like any other hockey player. They love to win, man. And
they've let so many good players go from there. Taylor Hall, Jordan Eberle. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man, I feel so bad.
But you can't hold on to these contracts if you're paying Draisaitl and Connor McDavid like fucking all this money.
But the thing is,
like you really got to think about that shit.
You gotta though. You got to. Because guess what? If you don't, somebody else will. Like, you know what I mean? And like, so that's what I mean. You have to pay them. They're two of the best. Why wouldn't you pay them? They're worth every.
Look at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is $20 million over the salary cap.
I know.
They obviously have some good fucking smart people over there that figured shit out. Like, what is it? Kucherov just came back for the playoffs there.
Dominant. We're going to actually talk about him later.
Okay.
But no, it don't matter. You can say what you were going to say, but we're going to shoot the shit about him later.
No, I just mean like, like in the playoffs, it doesn't matter how much you're over the cap. But like I said, Tampa Bay is $20 million over the cap. So apparently, from what I heard, how it works is as long as the team on the ice is what you're going with for the salary cap, that's how it works.
Oh, okay. I don't know how any of that stuff works. I have no clue.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm not 100% sure. I could be fucking just blowing smoke, but whatever. and I really don't care because I'm not a huge hockey smart guy. I just have this fucking awesome podcast.
But all right. Well, you know what? Let's flip it over to our interview.
Okay.
So we have an absolute legend on here for you guys. He was an absolute beauty. It was funny towards the end of the interview. He's like, you guys are making me thirsty because he was watching me and Rob knock beers while we were talking to him. But guys,
just crushing beers.
The names that this guy has played hockey with, like he has played with some of the best players ever. Like literally some of the best players ever. Yeah, the guy's a legend. So we're going to flip it over to him right now. Everybody enjoy Mr. Brad Smith.
Motor. Roll it.
Don't tie. Woo, woo. Woo, woo.
Well, everybody, this next man on here with us has played CHL, AHL, 222 games in the NHL. Between he was with the Red Wings, Leafs, Calgary, Atlanta, Vancouver as well. Let's give a big welcome, Mr. Brad Smith. Brad, how you doing?
Great, guys. Thanks for having me on. Sorry about the some of these interruptions. Just a busy time of the year, but I'm here.
Thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, it's okay. No biggie. It's only an hour, man. No big deal.
I can't stop smiling. I can't stop smiling.
Rob has been geeking out over this interview, just so you know, by the way. So let's start. Where did everything start? Where did the love for the game of like hockey start for Brad Smith?
Probably in my backyard. My dad used to make rinks in the backyard, and we had the neighbors come over. We skate and we played road hockey. And I grew up in a great neighborhood. Everybody was like a year or two older than I was, so they're better, bigger, and stronger. And I got to. I think it helped me out as far as my career by playing against my neighbors who were bigger, better, and stronger than I was, and they're older than I was, and probably going to Windsor Arena Sunday mornings or Saturday mornings. I think Saturday mornings at game started at 6. Next one started at 7, 8, and 9, and that was my first minor hockey.
Nice.
Now you loved Windsor, didn't you?
Yeah, I love Windsor. I still do love Windsor. Tell everybody wherever I go, my hometown's Windsor.
Awesome. Where are you now?
I'm in a place called Gig Harbor, Washington. It's the only way to get here is by bridge or ferry. It's actually an old well, it still is a Croatian fishing village, and I've been here since 2003, and me and my two daughters live here, and we love it. Got a golf course in our backyard, and we're all set.
Oh, of course, nice. So you actually played in like Windsor with a very well-known coach in the NHL. You played with Mr. Quenville. So what was he like then?
Great. We're actually best of friends, and still today are best of friends. And you know, I always tease him. You know, they say this about him and they say that about him and how many points he scored, but I outscored him every year by a long shot. So even though I was a forward, he was a defenseman. He couldn't match my numbers. Yeah, we actually went on a road trip once. A funny story. Geez, about 5 o'clock at night, and we were sitting around doing nothing. We got in my car. We just drove to Bo Schleier's place in Aurelia, and he lived on a lake. I can't remember what lake it is, but then I went from there, and I knew Roger Nielsen. I stayed at his house when we played baseball. There was a Legion tournament in Peterborough, and went to see Roger, spent a couple days with Roger, and then we drove back home. So we had a good trip, but yeah, still keep in touch. He's doing a great job in Florida, and wish him all the best.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So you mentioned Bo Schreier. Now, when he was playing for the Spitfires, he lived right around the corner. Like I used to live in the Fontainebleau projects, and he lived right around the corner. So we'd always do our pickup hockey games in front of his house where he was billeting at. And he'd come out and play hockey with us. And it was, you know, it was like the NHL was playing with it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
sure, yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, Bo's a good guy. Bo's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bo's a good man, yeah.
That old frickin' barn too. What was it like playing in that barn then?
I loved it. I still like it. I go by there lots, and I just think it's just rotting away to nothing. I think it's the oldest arena in North America as far as big building. But I think it's got so much potential to you can redo it and do something with it. I mean, I don't know. I hadn't been in Windsor to see my mom in a year and a half because of all this COVID stuff. But I don't know somebody said they're using it as a salt mine right now, or putting salt in there, or storing salt. But
they're thinking about ripping it down.
Yeah, I've heard that. Put a school in there or something. Yeah, I don't get all that, and I'm not gonna get into politics. But I wish they keep it and refurbish it. It's a great building, and it still is a great building.
I was saying, why wouldn't they put like the like college or the university there, or both?
That's a great point. I know the university was their home ice, and even years ago, St. Clair College played their games there. That was their home ice. So was the university. That's a great point. I don't know why they wouldn't do that, but again, I'm not there. I'm not running the city, so I got enough problems running my two little girls around. But
so now, Brad, when we started playing travel, you also played for the Bell River Canadians, correct?
Yes, the first year the Spitfires were here, I was cut by the team. I didn't even play an exhibition game. I led the camp in scoring, and obviously had a team made or already picked. But then I went to Chatham, played in Chatham, and because that was an affiliate of the Spitfires. And then I went back and I played for Bell River because that was also an affiliate. And I enjoyed my time in Bell River, and it was actually a great experience. And then I remember I was leading that league in scoring, and the Spitfires were in last place. And I remember driving down to Windsor Arena. I knocked on Doug Johnson's door. He had no idea who in heck I was. And I told him who I was. Of course, the name registered. And I said, I'm leading the junior B league in scoring. Like, do you think you're going to give me a shot up here or what? And 2 days later, they called me up. I think my first game, maybe New Year's Day, or that makes sense.
Mhm.
Anyways, I got a goal and assist against Hamilton, and I was first started. I got sent back down to Bell River. And then about a week later or 2 weeks later, they called me back up. We played Kingston. I got 3 goals and assists. I got sent back down to Bell River again.
Come on.
Yeah. And then finally, about a week later, 2 weeks later, Doug Johnson got fired. I remember I was in school. I went to Centennial High School, and the principal came down. I think it was Mr. Smart, and he knocked on the door, come in, and he asked the teacher, I need to speak to Brad Smith. And so went in the hall, and he told me, Wayne Maxter called the school, and he wants you to play the game tonight. It was a Thursday night, and I was with the Spitfires from then on. Yes.
That's awesome. When you played for Wayne, was Wally Tatimer there?
Oh yeah, Wally, the best. And I mean the best. Wally Tatimer. There's only one Wally Tatimer. I had a lot of great trainers, and I'm not knocking any of my trainers. I had great trainers wherever I played. Good guys, all good people. But there's nobody like Wally. I mean, and Wally was one tough. Oh boy, we were in Sudbury one night, and they're both 4 big guys. They were heckling us, and they got too close. And Wally just went in there and beat all 4 of the guys up. Like, it was unbelievable. you didn't mess with Wally. I tell you, Wally was the Gator. I still talk to the Gator once in a while. He's a good man, great man.
He was a trainer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And he was that tough?
for the World Juniors too.
Oh, he was. I mean, tough. He was a big guy back then. Like, and he was he looked like he was a big guy. We're going back 40 years ago.
Yep.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Wally just retired with the Hurricanes now, but he got his Stanley Cup, and Wally was tough.
Oh.
Nobody messed with Wally, and nobody messed with Wally's dressing room either.
I know I would. Jesus.
I remember how much my gram loved him, and I just remember meeting him and him being like, block out the sun. He was so wide.
Yeah.
And he had the old cookie duster, the big mustache covered top of the lip.
Yeah. You just
total beaut.
That's nuts, man. So you were drafted in 78, right?
Yeah.
Correct. In 78. Who went first overall in that draft? And also, what was it like for you leading up into that draft?
Geez, that's a great question. I have no idea who went first overall. The year before was Dale McCourt. You must have the answer right there in front of you.
I'll look.
I know Bobby Smith was in that draft. He was a first rounder. Mike Gillis, he went 4th, I think, to Boston. Jeez, who would have been number 1? It could have been Bobby Smith.
Yeah, it was Bobby Smith.
Yeah.
Minnesota North Stars.
Yeah.
Great hockey player.
Yeah, he wasn't. But he took time to develop. I remember his first year he struggled, and he grew into his body, and then he just sort of like Keith Primo in his junior days, and they turned out to be great players. Both of them. Yeah. Both great players.
Big men. He reminded me a lot of Joe Neuendijk, Bobby Smith.
Yeah, I think Bobby's a little bigger than Joe.
Yeah.
Bobby's a big man. Yeah, I still see Bobby once in a while when I'm in Halifax. He owns that Halifax junior team, and I see him quite a bit. He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to make sure that I say hello from Bob Murray. Bob Murray told me to say hi to you.
Good man. Yeah, Bob always plugs me and sends my kids stuff, you know, as I'm not too good with my phone or my computer. And yeah, he's a good man. Say hi to him for me.
I always call him to get information on a couple of the guys because he's just a mass, just all the knowledge in the world. It seems like he's met everybody and been with everybody.
He knows more than a hockey encyclopedia.
For sure. It's amazing. I asked one question of you. He sent me a picture, you know, your regular Spitfire picture where you know, you stand there for your hockey card or whatever. And then he sent me a picture. I can't remember how. I'll send it to you, but it's a bunch of you boys in your leather jackets, long trench coats with the feathered hair, and you with your curly frickin' Tom Selleck looking mug.
Oh boy,
that's hilarious.
I got caught down a rabbit hole today, looking up your fights, and but I gotta say, Brad, out of everything that you've done in your career, my favorite thing watching you was when you got one of the stars of the game and you went out on the ice and you ripped around the ice as fast as you could go, and it seemed like you did the whole rink. Like,
no, pick this thing on the wall right there.
What's that?
You see it?
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah, there it is.
Love
That's it.
Look at the stash too, majestic.
Oh yeah, it was
That was
awesome.
that was on the front page Sunday morning of the Toronto Sun and the Globe and Mail.
That is a beauty photo.
What got you doing that? Like, what got you?
Well, we won the series. We won the series. I scored the game-winning goal in that game. It's kind of pumped up. You get pretty emotional. But I showed more emotion in that skate out to center ice than I did after my goal. So, you know, you won the game. You know, you score a goal during the game, you haven't won yet. You know, you gotta kind of save your celebrations for the right time, and that was the right time, and I just let it go.
That must have been a hell of a party.
Yeah, well, I had to sign, but I was happy to. I waited outside for about 90 minutes in the gardens that night signing autographs, and
that's awesome.
And did everything I could possibly do. And when I was a boy, I was hoping the guys would hang around for me too. So I hung around for the kids, and so I missed a few adult beverages. That's for sure.
I'm sure the boys made up for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. One of the things too, I always ask guys who have played in the show and stuff like that is, so how was it when you got your first NHL game or call up or whatever, your first time you were there? Like, how was that whole thing? Like,
I remember I was in Dallas, and at that time, the Vancouver general manager, Jake Milford, he came down to watch the weekend games, and we played Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we had off. John Muckler called me in the office, and Jake was sitting there, and he goes, "You're coming with me tomorrow to Vancouver, and we'll see how tough you are there." And I was excited, and I didn't, at that time, we don't have internet, and, I didn't really have a schedule. And I got in a plane, and I pulled this book out, and I saw who we're playing in the first game. We're playing Philadelphia Flyers. So,
oh, fuck.
Oh my God. Of all the teams you could play your first game, but yeah, I played, I survived. Thank God we were at home and not in Philly, but yeah, that was my first game. And then the next year then I think 20 games, I can't remember, but then I scored my first goal against the Colorado Rockies.
I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah. And it was Don Cherry was coaching him at the time, and it was quite a thrill to score your first NHL goal. I mean, it was pretty cool. thrilled to play it in your first game. Biggest thrill to score a goal. I mean,
no one can ever take that from you.
No, I gotta. Okay.
Was it actually like
my boss
was it a
calling
nice
right
goal?
now, so I just watched. It's okay. I'll call him back.
Was it a nice goal or was it like?
No, it wasn't. I broke down the ice with Derlego and Chris Odlefson, and the puck was taken to the net, and it went off the goal. There was a rebound, and I just came in. I was going to the net hard anyways, and I kind of backhanded, stabbed it, and it kind of went 2 feet in the air over the goalie's pad in the net. So, man, it wasn't a cheap goal. It was a good goal, but it wasn't a shot or a deke or that kind of stuff. It was more of a stab at the puck and it went in.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Now, when you were playing with the Spitfires, like how was that experience? Like, because you're from Windsor area, like there wasn't too many guys that were actually from this area that played on that team.
No, I think I was the first one. I know a lot of good players played for the Spitfires in their tier 2. I was a hometown kid. Actually, I was going to go to University of Michigan. Even after my first year there, since I lived at home and didn't collect my weekly paychecks, I was still eligible for a scholarship. And I was going to go to Michigan the next year. And then I forfeited my scholarship, and I stayed and played for the Spitfires. But they made sure they paid me all the money from the year before, which they did, even the bonuses. And they weren't going to do it. And I just told Wayne Maxon, I said, "You're not going to pay me. I'm going to go to school. So you're either going to pay me and I'll play here, or I'm going to school." Like, it's really simple. There's no negotiation here. And they paid me, and that was it. A lot of money back then. You miss $75 a week. Like that's $300 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a heck. Plus bonuses.
It was like $11 back then.
Yeah, I got it.
Hey,
What was it like playing for Wayne?
I'm sorry?
What was it like playing for Wayne Maxner?
Actually, it was really good. I liked the way he coached. I didn't like the way he really handled me, but I liked the way he coached, if that makes any sense. His problem was he outsmarted himself. The 1 year he got rid of Ben Wilson, got rid of somebody else, and he traded me to Sudbury or middle of the year. He tried to get me back at the deadline, and I think he traded the Memorial Cup away that year. But I liked the way he coached. I remember playing in Sault Ste. Marie one night, and that was a Gretzky era, and they were beating us like 4-1, late in the game, with 7 minutes to go in the game, and we got a 5-on-3. And he put me back with Quenneville on the power play on the point, and I never played the point in the power play, but and one thing about Maxton, we never practiced the power play, and we had the best power play in the league. So then we scored a couple quick goals, got back in the game, and we had other 5-on-3 back on the point. I went with Quenneville and won a game 6-4. I think I got like 5 points in the last 7 minutes. I don't know if it's a record or not. I have to look at it, but he used his imagination that way, and I thought he was ahead of his time a little bit there. But I enjoyed playing for Wayne. Wayne gave me my first opportunity, so I got nothing bad to say about him. But he did trade the Memorial Cup away.
That's got to be some sort of record for points, like in that amount of time. That has to be.
Yeah, it just 7 or 8 minutes left in the game. Wasn't much time, but
that's insane. That's insane.
It was just fun coming back and winning the game, and it was good. There was a lot of room on the ice, and especially I've never been on the point before, but again, I remember the first time back there, and there was just so much room back there. You could see everything so much better than being up front, as a forward. I mean, I said, this is going to be easy. So, yeah, it was enjoyable. 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes.
That's funny. When you were with the Red Wings, you played with a young man by the name of Steve Yzerman. So when you first met him, did you kind of know that he was going to be something great? Like, is there, like, maybe by the way he worked or just how he carried himself, could you kind of tell that he was going to be something great?
It's a great question. Yes, I could. Very special person, great leader. This guy played to win. There's a difference. There's a lot of great athletes. They've never won. And to me, I gauge all the great athletes in what you actually won. In fact, I assisted on his first ever NHL playoff goal in the Chicago Stadium. So there's one for you.
I love it.
But yeah, he's a great. You just knew he was going to be special. He was so poised for a young kid, and to this day, I just saw him the other day in Dallas at the under-18 tournament, and we always kind of hash things out and talk. And I remember they had about 20 years ago, they had a thing for like former Red Wings, and I got invited back, and we stood on the blue line, and the Red Wings were on the ice. Their starting line was on the ice, and I hadn't talked to him now for that time for years. I see him a lot more now, and he came over, gave me a big hug. I thought that was pretty cool. So a lot of respect for the man, that's for sure. He's a great person, great hockey player, better person.
We love him. Oh, I do anyways.
Actually, I was so happy to see him win the Stanley Cup. I was very, very happy for him.
Rob,
I wasn't, but I am. So if that makes any sense. I work with the Avalanche, so.
Yeah. Now, Rob, there's a guy that you wanted to ask him about too, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I wanted to ask him about the whole line.
Oh, go ahead, man.
When you played with Toronto, weren't you there when Wendel Clark had his rookie year too?
Yes. I played with him in Courtnall. Lehman got hurt, and I played with him in Courtnall quite a bit. And actually, I assisted on the same game. We're playing Winnipeg Jets. Maybe it was New York Rangers. No, it's Winnipeg. I assisted on his whatever the 35th goal and 36th goal, or 36 and 37 is. He broke the record for Toronto Maple Leaf rookie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I remember. So the second one that broke the record, whatever number that was, I was going on the right-hand side of the ice, and Randy Carlisle was chasing me, and I threw the puck behind my back to Wendel because I could see him, racing up. And he had 4x6 to shoot. I just had an empty net to shoot at, and he scored. And back then, you could come off the ice and congratulate a player. So everybody can come up the ice and congratulate him in the corner. I made the play. I did everything. And I just went right back to the bench and sat there with my stick like this on the bench. I didn't put the way that way. So yeah, so I always tease about that. But yeah.
Now, what kind of guy was he? Is he he seemed like a really quiet guy on the ice, but knock your head off. But
he would. He's a great guy. Still friends, and one of the guys I keep in touch with. I remember the one time in practice. Can't remember what happened. I hit Courtnall.
Ooh.
And he goes, you better not do that again. I said, what are you going to do about it? He goes, I'm going to beat you up. So then he was come around the corner and around the net with a puck. I said, okay. So I just ran. I knocked him right over. Okay. I was a big guy myself. Okay. I know he knocked a lot of guys over. Now he starts chasing me around the ice. He wants the foot. Okay. And I'm not fighting him. not that I'm scared or not that I didn't want to get beat up. I can't fight unless I get really mad, like mad, and I wasn't mad. And after about 25 seconds, I'm chased around the ice. He started laughing his head off, and I started laughing. Like, I mean, what the fuck, you know, you know. So no, we never fought. No, but good guy.
He was my ultimate, next to you, my ultimate favorite hockey player. I loved him when he didn't play in those games, like when he was hurt, hands hurt, like, you know, obviously there's a lot of wear and tear on that guy's body, but when he didn't play, I didn't enjoy watching the Leafs play. You know, he was just one of those guys that I loved watching the game that he played.
Yeah, and just think, he was a defenseman his whole life, and he came to Toronto and turned into a forward.
I was reading something that they said that, and he goes to see if, you know, where he's playing in the lineup sheet, and he said he's on forward. You want to take it or not? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that's Wendel.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm hoping that you can hook us up with him. Like, I would love. I don't even know if I'd be able to talk. I really.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'll give him a shout.
Rob.
Yeah, I remember going to his wedding. I remember going to his wedding. Holy jeez! But it was, good man. Good memories.
Oh, you can't start it and then stop like that.
Well, it was like country and a Western wedding, you know, in a hotel in Saskatoon. So it was you know, everybody's dressed up in cowboy attire, and it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a theme wedding.
No, kind of, but you know, when you go to a hotel like that, you wouldn't think you're walking to a country and Western place.
He had one of the most deadliest shots that I've ever seen. Like, he had that quick snapshot. That snapshot was deadly.
He could fire the puck. Tom Fergus could too. Those guys could really fire the puck. I mean, that snapshot. I mean, both of them had great shots. Wendel could really fire that shot puck. You're right.
Jesus.
Man, I loved hockey so much back then. You know, like, score a goal, bring me out of my chair, you know, like, I'd scare everybody in my freaking house when Toronto would score. And now, I don't know, ever since the lockout, it's not the same. I still don't find it the same.
Yeah, it's a different brand of hockey. But I think once the playoffs start, it goes back to the old brand of hockey.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
And that's when it's amazing.
Yeah, it's intense.
You can't do that for 60 games or 80 games or whatever you're playing, right? So I get it that the whistles kind of go away then, but if they got to play that kind of hockey, I think it would be bigger than baseball.
I agree. Yeah. Hey, I gotta know, who gave you that name, Motor City Smitty? Who gave you that name?
I think it was Bill Waters. I mean, went from Detroit to Toronto, and when the big article in the paper is Motor City Smitty comes to Toronto, and it just stuck. Like, I mean, everybody calls me Motor here. I just go by Motor. No, it's no Brad. It's just Motor everywhere I go. My boat was called Motor City. I mean, yeah, it just stuck. So everybody calls me Motor. It's just the way it is.
I love it.
Except Steve Yzerman, he calls me Edmo. In the days when, you know, whenever he found out what hotel, you know, the players are staying at, you know, they call the hotel up. So you have to check in with a decoy name. You know, we check them. So we all had different names. So when they called, they you know, so my name was Edmo Beagleson. And, you know, I thought it was the funniest name. And to this day, he'll come up to me and goes, "Hey, how you doing, Edmo?" And everybody goes, "Why is he calling you Edmo?" So now I got to tell that story again. So, yeah. Yeah, I go by Motor.
That's awesome.
Even at Starbucks down the street here. I order Starbucks. Your coffee's ready, Motor.
So I was watching. I got stuck, like I was saying earlier. I got stuck down a rabbit hole watching some of your fights. Now, you were fighting This had to have been when you went back to Detroit, or you were playing with Toronto, and you fought Basil McRae.
Yeah, he'd always Jacques Demers. I mean, I don't like Jacques Demers. He'd always sick Basil after me, and I didn't want to fight. I just all the time he'd sick him after me, just every time. I just, I just said one time, I said to my sister, "You want to fight? Do it in the last 5 minutes of the game." I said, "My family should have watched me play hockey tonight, Basil." And he's a good guy. I see Basil all the time on the road. Great guy. Just, we laugh with the old times now, but Demers always stuck him up. Told him to go out there and get me, and I never liked Demers for that too either. I almost jumped Demers one day on the bench, but we got the best from that year anyways. So that's amazing. I was
gonna say, what a dick move on his part.
Yeah, that's the way he is too. I got no use for him. God bless him.
Well, the one fight I was watching, you're fighting Basil McRae, and then you get done the fight, and as you're skating off, you say something to somebody, and he jumps you while the ref is bringing you to the penalty box.
I didn't say anything to him. It was Tim Higgins. He came after me, tried to sucker me.
Oh, I was going to say, what did you say to him?
Nothing.
I thought you said something to him. That's why he did that. But
no, it was actually that night I hold the record for most penalty minutes in a game by a Maple Leaf.
Well, you had three fights in that game.
No, I had four fights because they when he jumped, I was leaving the ice after the third fight. I was out of the game. Then he jumped me from the bench. It was actually a fourth fight. But you'd have to look at the record books. Either 57 or 58 minutes of penalty minutes I had
in one game.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, at the end they tack on 10-minute misconducts and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I was gonna say, with that kind of like minutes there, why even go out to the ice surface?
Well, I played about 15 minutes, but when it was all said and done up, like 15
all
minutes.
Fives and tens.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Now, when I was talking to texting Bob back and forth, Murray there, he told me to bring up when you had the whole Toronto Maple Leaf team at your house for a barbecue.
Yeah, that is true. We flew into Windsor before the playoffs, played Detroit the first two games, and my dad, my dad at the store, and we got a bunch of steaks. And I still got pictures of it. And the next door neighbor, they were Italian, and they made spaghetti. And we had a big feast at my house. And then my friends and my brother's friends, everybody, they drove us back to the hotel there in Detroit after we had the meal. Yeah, we had a great time. I got pictures of my brother was Salming and Dan Daou and Rick Vive. There was actually a big picture in the paper, the front page of the paper, a big color picture of all of us at the barbecue. Yeah, it was good times. What's N&D?
Mm-hmm. Rob, since we know that he doesn't have a whole lot of.
What's that?
Did you say N&D?
Yeah, N&D. Yeah, in South Windsor.
Yeah.
That was a great place.
Yeah, it was right around the corner from my Graham's house.
Well, there's two. There's one in South Windsor and one somewhere else.
Yeah, Graham lives in South Windsor on Longfellow.
Hang on. My dog wants to get in here. Yeah, Longfellow. Yeah, right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from what was that main road there that went up? Campbell? No. Yeah, Campbell. Well, it turns into Campbell. Not Dougal. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Dougal's the other side, yeah.
So what about now? So what do you do now? You work with the Colorado
Avalanche, yeah.
Okay, so what do you do with them now?
Director of player personnel, director of the everybody's rosters and that kind of stuff. So do a lot of scouting.
Mm-hmm.
Been there for 25 years, and since we got there, and yeah, I've always done the same thing, a little bit of everything. Always working, watching games. Spent a lot of time in Denver. Not really the last year and a half because of all the stuff going on, but yeah, we had a good season this year. We won the President's Cup, and we're ready to start playoffs Monday. It's going to be tough, and just hope we do well. We're playing against a very good team, and we're in a tough division, and it's tough to win.
I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Who did Colorado end up matching up with?
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that whole thing, that's two great series over there too.
Yeah, they're all good teams. Minnesota's got a really good team. We got a couple of good young players they insert in that lineup, and Billy Guerin's done a great job there. And you know, Vegas is their strong hockey team. There's four pretty good teams playing there, so it's going to be tough to get out of that division or conference, whatever you want to call it. So we hope for the best.
You guys are stacked, though, man. You guys are so good.
Yeah, we have a good team. We think we built this team to take a run at it, and you know, for the next couple of years, we should be pretty strong, and hopefully we can get to the big game.
I think you guys stand a damn good shot. Like you guys have everything. You like just I don't know. You're just the guys you guys have in that lineup just one after the other is just so good, and the goaltending has been outstanding, and your defense is unreal. Your scoring, like I said, is crazy. Like you guys I think you guys will make a good run.
Yeah, I hope so. It's going to be hard, but I like our team. But you know, been through this a lot of times with this team, and you know, you need a lot of breaks, and you got to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you guys should get a room. Jeez,
Rob pointing to his Leafs thing.
I like this. I got a bet with Darren McCarty. We interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, and he bet me that the Lions were going to win the Super Bowl before Toronto would win the Stanley Cup. So we bet $100 on that. And then he's like, hey, you want to double down? I'll bet you another $100 and I'll give you 10-1 odds that the Leafs don't win the Cup this year. So I took that bet too.
I'll say one thing. I won't speak about the hockey, but I'll tell you about the Lions. It's funny you brought that up. I'm a big Lions fan. I always have been. I get teased here. I get teased here all the time, especially with the Seahawks here. But I looked at the Lions' schedule. It's a coincidence yesterday.
Yeah,
and I don't see how they're going to win 4 games. So
really?
The Lions.
Yeah, no.
I don't see how they're going to win 4 games. Their schedule's way too hard.
Don't they have a hard schedule every single year, and they're bad? So I thought you were supposed to get an easier schedule as you.
I think so too, but you know they had this ship straightened out a few years ago before they fired their coach, and they brought in that guy from New England, Patricia.
Oh
yeah.
And I don't know what he coached or what he does, but
Caldwell.
They were good at Caldwell. He did, he did a good job.
His coach is frickin' what's his name there, Wayne Fonts.
Well, weren't they 10-6 one year, 9-7 or something like that?
I thought Schwartz had a winning record there.
No, not Schwartz. He's right. The other one is the Caldwell. What's his name? It
was Caldwell.
He was 2 years.
He had a winning record for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, he did a real good job there. They're turning the corner, and they all of a sudden bring this guy in. And the moment I saw him in the sidelines in the first ever game he coached, Lions, the first play of the game, intercepted a ball and went in for a touchdown. Then they showed this Patricia guy on the sidelines. He had his hat on backwards, and he had a pencil sticking out of his ear. And I said, "This is embarrassing. This is the Detroit Lions coach." I was embarrassed. And I was glad because the other team came back and beat them like 35-7. It was the worst coach team I've ever seen in my life.
So what do you think now with like what they have now?
Well, there's a lot of hype on this
GM.
new coach. I hope he does a good job. Like I said, I'm a big Lions fan. You know, his press conference was pretty loud, saying we're to bite the ankles off the opponents and bite the knees and that kind of stuff. Well, we'll see when the season starts.
I hope.
You're missing a great quarterback. I tell you what, that guy at Stanford was a great quarterback. I think he's going to do great with the Rams. A guy plays hurt, plays injured. Even the season didn't mean anything. He still played, and he's got a heart of a lion. This guy, and I think that the Rams are going to be very dangerous this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stafford got the shit kicked out of him.
Now, Bob told me to make sure that I mentioned you were a dynamite ball player until hockey took over.
Yeah, Bob's pretty smart. Yes.
He said you were going to laugh about this one.
Okay.
So what was your baseball career? I don't understand the joke, so I figured you could fill us in on it.
I don't know what the joke is. I pitched and caught and played third base. I love baseball. We won a few Ontario championships. I played with the Ivan brothers. John passed away years ago. Joe, I still see Joe once in a while. You know, great ball players, a great family. Their dad coached, and we had good teams. We had powerhouse teams. And this is just kids from South Windsor. I mean, so you imagine how strong we were. It wasn't the whole Windsor team. And we play cities, we'll say we play Sarnia. It was everybody in Sarnia played on the one team. Mm-hmm. And even though Windsor's a lot bigger than Windsor, we had like 6-7 teams in Windsor. So we had good ball teams.
Mm-hmm.
Now you also you have some relations to not relations, but you played with or coached by what's his name there? Tommy Webster.
Yeah, great guy. We lost Tommy about a year ago. So, played golf with Webby. Boy, could he hit a golf ball. I remember first time I played golf with him and Dave Perpich, and Webby got the tee and hit it so far. I said, holy jeez. Good man, great coach, loved by a lot of people. Lost him too soon.
Yeah. We had his son on, and he was a total gem. Like, what a beaut. Like, he was such a great guy, telling us stories about his dad, and it was just awesome.
Yeah,
it was almost like he was with us,
I love Brent.
Good guy.
Brent's one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's a good man. You guys are making me thirsty.
Sorry, bro. Rob, do you have
not our rule? Yeah, I got a few more things.
Fire away.
I'll ask the one question that I always ask everybody that comes on the show. So you know how the horn sounds for when you guys score goals in the NHL, and then baseball players, they have the walk-up music. When they go to bat. If they would have reversed that and got rid of the horn, and you had a goal-scoring song, what would the goal-scoring song be?
For me?
Yeah. Any song you wanted.
I would say "Heroes" by David Bowie.
That was
nice. How's that?
That was quick.
Pretty quick too, eh?
Yeah, it was really quick.
I think it's tied now between him and frickin' who was the other one that answered? Who?
Gomez.
Yeah, Scotty Gomez answered.
But he didn't really answer the question. He just said anything by the Stones.
He knew though. He knew what he wanted.
Yeah. I would go with the hip.
Yeah, they're a good man. Yeah.
Yeah. Another guy taken way too soon, right, Gordy?
Absolutely.
So, did you ever get into any fuck you matches with any of your coaches? Pardon my French.
No, not really. you know, I had my differences with Brophy, but you know, I respected him. You know, but no, probably opposition coaches like, you know, like Demers and Keenan. I didn't think too much of those two guys, but you know, I don't think much of people that you know, tell other guys to go fight people. If you want to fight, you just you do it yourself. You
Yeah.
don't be told by somebody. And those two guys were guys that try to intimidate other teams and sent guys out to fight, and I didn't really appreciate that.
They probably have to send
I guess Demers is pretty lucky that Brophy couldn't get at him, eh? That one game that you end up fighting Basil.
I wish he got him, but yeah, you know, I think he scared the heck right out of him. But yeah.
Well, because you gave him that little silly wave, and then Brophy's like,
yeah,
shut the fuck up.
the old game within a game. That's beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Toronto's had some pretty tough coaches, man, that people would not mess with on the ice, you know.
No.
Well, the NHL then to now is like so different. Like back then is like, I don't want to like, that's when, I don't know, I'll just say it, whatever, fuck it. But that's when men were men, when like these guys played. It's when you got, if you threw that shitty hit or you did something bad, you got held accountable for it then. Like nowadays, guys are doing this stuff and everybody just kind of standing around on the ice looking at each other. Like no one really does anything. Like it was so different back then.
Yeah, it sure it was. The game really back then policed itself. I think all sports should be more like that and police itself. There wouldn't be so much, you know, pitchers throwing at batters and stuff that happens in basketball, especially football. But the rules are just they protect the players too much. Some of the players, and I believe sports should be self-policed by the individuals who are playing it.
Like hockey, get rid of that instigator rule. Worst rule in sport, and they tack on a 10-minute misconduct with it nowadays. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just rules are rules, and you got to follow the rules. So it's just the way it is. It's just frustrating probably for the fans to watch it sometime, but rules are rules, and you got to follow them.
Rob, do you have anything?
I blame it. Go ahead, Ant.
No, I was just going to ask you, do you have anything else for him? Because this man's got some smoked meat going.
Well, I blame it on the skinny jeans. I think it's skinny jeans. If you didn't have skinny jeans, you put some big bell bottoms on. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Okay, I'll ask you one more question. Who was your favorite player to play with?
Jeez, that's a tough one. My favorite player ever is John Beliveau.
Yep.
I got the chance to meet him. That was one nice thing about playing. You got to meet all your boyhood heroes, and actually play against some of them. I remember running Phil Esposito once in the corner and behind the play, and he goes like slashes me. He goes, "Don't you ever touch me again?" And I said, "Just think, Bill. I idolized you growing up all these years. Now I'm playing against you." Started laughing his head off. She's favorite teammate. I'd have to say I would go Jeff Jackson. Played with him in Toronto. We're still best friends, and you know, he represents McDavid in the NHL now, and he's got some good points. Him and Dave Gagne, and but I played a lot of great guys. A lot of great guys. You know, Borja Salming was a special guy. I loved playing with Borja. Another great teammate, and another guy who you know, took people underneath their wing. I got to Toronto, and he took care of me right away. Detroit, Reed Larson was a great, dear teammate, great player. Vancouver would be Jack McElhargy. So I got going around where I played.
That's perfect.
Calgary, Atlanta would be Eric Vale. So we go McElhargy, Jack McElhargy, Eric Vale, Jeff Jackson, Reed Larson. There you go.
Love it. Love it.
Awesome.
Brad, this has been
Well, I'd just like to wish you the most success on the upcoming season, and
Thank you.
Go Leafs.
Yeah, they're a great team.
Rob, you're such a geek. Yeah, Brad, honestly, man, this has been great. Like, I just can't believe how many guys that you've played with and guys that you know, and just everything. It's nuts, man. Just to hear you talk about everybody, it's insane. I just want to wish you all the best with Colorado here. I think you guys will go on a nice run here. So I wish you all the best, and thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I actually really enjoyed this this podcast, whatever you call it. I really enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon sometime. And again, I apologize for kind of jacking you around, but it's a busy time of the year, and like Harold Bauer used to always say, better later than never.
Yeah, it's all good, my friend. Best of luck.
You guys take care. Thanks a lot. Enjoyed myself today.
Thank you.
Take care.
You. Appreciate it.
And there he is, folks, Mr. Brad Smith. Man, that guy, I can't believe he played with Yzerman, Wendel Clark. Just some of the names that he said throughout that interview was like, there's a few, like, it makes you like, whoa. Like Yzerman.
Oh yeah, he was in the era where fucking everybody and hockey was just its own animal.
Mm-hmm. When you
loved it,
got held accountable
every minute of it. I couldn't stop smiling. My cheeks and the back of my neck hurt. I was smiling so much.
Yeah, he was a great guy. So shout out to him.
Total beaut, Motor.
Yeah, he is a beaut. Motor City Smitty, total beaut. So we'll kind of keep going with the playoffs because there's been so much going on in the way the series are going. Vegas, man. Vegas had me a little worried at first, right? I think they lost the first game. Yeah, they lost the first game 1-0 in overtime, but then they've won 3 straight, and they've only allowed 3 goals in those 3 games. While they're outscoring them like 13-3 or 12-3 or something over the next 3 games. So they're playing on Wednesday, that series. So what do you think? That one's pretty well gone the way that we thought it was going to?
For sure. No, I picked against them, but that was just with my head, not my heart, or my heart, not my head. I just wanted them to lose so you'd be out. You
just want them to lose and be out?
I wanted them to lose so you would be out.
Oh yeah.
And I'm the only one that's got a chance.
Of course you would. The one series that's really good is that Islanders and Pittsburgh series. They are exchanging wins back and forth. They just had their last game ended in double overtime. They have game 6 going Wednesday night as well. Jeff Carter is a rejuvenated player. He looks like a young Jeff Carter. Does he not? Like, I think he's got like 4 or 5 goals in the series. He's just a complete monster out there right now. Plus, when you play on a team with Sidney Crosby, you're probably gonna put up some points when you play on a team with Sid. But the Islanders winning last game puts them ahead in the series 3-2. Rob, the question I'm going to ask you, which you probably already know it's coming. Game 6 is on Wednesday. Is Pittsburgh going to extend it and force a game 7, or is the Islanders going to wrap it up?
Pittsburgh's going to extend it. Sidney Crosby's going to put it on his back and say, fuck everybody. You think we're out? We ain't done. But hey, just to go back, you really jumped off of your bandwagon there. You didn't even talk about Fleury. Holy fuck, this guy
I know.
is
He's outstanding.
Stud.
Yeah, he's outstanding. He's been amazing.
Oh my God. He hasn't played better, I don't think. And who's their backup?
Isn't it Lanner?
Who's never heard of him?
Never heard of him. You're fucked. Listen,
So that's where we're at.
listen.
Fleury goes and fucking.
I've been stroking Fleury off so much, my fucking elbow hurts. So I figured I would take an episode off. But yes, he is unreal right now. Just save after save.
There's no swords in the backs or anything.
No. He is being Marc-Andre Fleury right now. Is exactly what he's doing.
Absolutely. Like, fuck.
He's fantastic, man.
Like, I can't believe that they actually treated him like that. But in all honesty, I thought they did the same thing with Gerard Gallant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like that franchise. I don't like it at all.
I just want him to win a cup so I can get a case of beer.
You ain't fucking getting a case of beer. They're gonna fucking get beat by Colorado.
Yeah, I know. That's the part that sucks. So back to the Islanders and the Pens. So no team in this series has won 2 games straight. Jeff Carter, has 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points in the series. But the Islanders are getting help from everywhere, though. They have 3 guys who are tied for the team leading goals in the playoffs. And the best part about it is, Rob, it's down to a best of 2 out of 3 series now. No, sorry. Islanders are up. Sorry. Yes, Islanders are up. Duh, I just said that. Fucking, I'm out of it. Too much sun today. But honestly,
yeah, we're going with sun.
Yeah. Might have had a couple beers out there. We'll see. But I'll be honest with you, man. I think the Islanders are going to end it.
And some fucking Hootie and the Blowfish.
Well, yeah, there's a couple J's in there. But I think even though I picked the Pens, man, but I just have a weird feeling. I just think the Islanders are going to wrap it up. I don't know why.
I honestly think Sidney's going to put it on his back, and they got a lot of weapons there. That's a good hockey team. So you can't count Sidney out.
No, I know, and that's the thing, right? As soon as you count him out, he shoves it right in your fucking hoop. Like, that's just how he is.
Yeah.
Prick. So good. I hate him, but I love him when he plays for Team Canada. One of the other series is pretty good too, is that Nashville and Carolina, because they are like, Carolina went up fucking 2-0 right off the hop. The next 2 games, Nashville wins both games in double overtime. Win both games. I think Kunin got one. Did you see the overtime goal by Matt Duchene? Did you see that? Oh my God, what a beautiful goal. He like fought a guy off and like went like right up over the goalie's shoulder. It was a beautiful goal. So Carolina outscored them 7-2 in the first 2 games. And the one win was a 3-0 shutout too. So they were smashing them in the first couple games, and it just did a complete complete 180. So that's a great series too. So keep an eye on that one. That one's tied at 2. So that one's pretty good too. But by the time this drops, they'll probably have another game in, but we're recording on Tuesday. So we'll see.
I haven't seen one of those games yet.
You should. The one series that we were just talking about off the air there was the Lightning and Florida series, the Battle of Florida.
I've watched a bunch of that.
It's getting nasty now too, eh?
It's awesome. I love it. I didn't like that they sat Yandel out. I don't understand that.
When did they sit him out?
I
didn't catch that.
Last game that they played.
Really?
But it doesn't do nothing to his Ironman streak. It has to do with regular season, right?
Yeah. But still.
So it doesn't take away from his Ironman streak. But I don't get it. I don't know what Coach Q is doing there. I don't know what he sees. Mm-hmm. Like, this guy's a fucking stud.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Florida lit him up last game too. They beat him 4-1. They were on the
and you didn't have Yandel out there.
Yeah, the series is 3-2. And
he could have been fucking sonking everybody.
And game 6 goes Wednesday. Check that out, man. Yeah, that series, they've been hitting, fighting. It's getting chippy.
It's mean. It's a mean series, yeah.
And Kucherov has been a fucking absolute machine. He's got like
Beast.
9-10 points in the
Whatever.
series. He scored like 3-4 goals. He's got like 6 or 7 assists. He is awesome. But listen, he left the
Did
game
he
after
sit
that.
out all year?
He got slashed in the leg by Duclair, I believe. He got slashed in the leg. He left the game. For game 5, he was uncertain. So what's the game 5 has already been played. Like they're getting ready to do game 6, obviously. Game 6, Wednesday. But I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that because even if he's in the lineup, like that's got to be like he took a nice slash, dude. It was a nice chop. It caused a lot of shit after it. So we'll see what happens there. What do you got on that series, Rob? What do you think?
I just like how rough it is. I love this playoff hockey. But like I said, I haven't seen any of the Carolina series, which is bad on me. But I can only watch so much hockey.
Yeah, I love it, man. What's
I
good
do
too, side note, what's good is my wife loves it too. So like literally I could come home from somewhere or whatever and like I don't have to be like, can I watch the game? Like she's like, hey, let's watch the game. Like it's awesome. So in that aspect, it's pretty cool. So she likes it just as much as me.
Can I watch the game?
Even when she's yelling, shoot the fucking puck. I'm like, they can't hear you. Like, so she's been known to do that too. So that's fun to watch a game with. So Rob, nice. I saved it for last. Leafs and Habs. Leafs now up 2-1. They played last night, being Monday. They're playing again tonight. They play back to back, so they're playing tonight. Leafs up 2-1. What do you think, Rob? Lay it on me, bro.
Well, I just want to say fuck you to all you telephone fucking texting tough guys that the fucking Leafs are done. Can't even fucking beat Montreal. It was fucking one game. You didn't expect Toronto to mop them, did you? Like every game they play, every time throughout the season, it's basically 1-goal games every time. You could bet that on Proline all fucking day. Who it's going to be one goal differential. Like yeah. They had the 1-4-1 win, but Montreal's been in every game, but you know, like to you fucking clowns, you know, like you're all haters, and you can all just sit on a stick and fucking spin, man.
Dude, it is.
It
was fucking funny, man. Like I was saying to you there off the air that like when they lost that first game, Facebook was silent. Like it was weird. Like nobody was updating, nobody was fucking saying shit. And like I was thinking, and me being a Red Wings fan, I laughed, of course. Leafs fans, calm the fuck down, okay? I still have Toronto to win the series, okay? But I was laughing because like just how quiet it was. And I'm like, guys, it's
Facebook was like an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Yeah, like I was like, it's one
Facebook
game.
Was like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. All the fucking chirping that was going on, the birds, the Alfred Hitchcock movie, the birds, like everybody's caw, caw, caw. Fuck you.
Fuck Rob.
Now it's all crickets, fucking Jiminy Crickets.
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, I did. I don't care. Like you.
Okay, so
all kiss my ass.
Okay, so in aspects of that, okay.
But
But how do you feel about the series? Like, what do you think's going to happen? Do you think the Leafs are just going to walk away with it now? Do you think Montreal is going to make it interesting? What do you think?
Nope, they're going to take the next 2.
You think they're just going to walk away with it?
But yeah, but here's the thing I don't understand about Montreal. You have one of the best kids in the NHL, Caulfield, who's sitting in the bleachers for the first 2 games. He was the best player out on the ice last night. This being Tuesday, and they're going to play again tonight, playing a back-to-back to get all the series kind of caught up, right? Yeah. But I do not understand Montreal's management of sitting this kid out.
Rob, like, could it be a
thing? You're not expected to win.
I'm just trying to think. Could it be a thing because he's on an entry-level deal? Is there a thing that, like, if he plays so much, doesn't it, like, shave a year off his deal? Or isn't there something?
No.
But is there something in there like that?
Playoffs have nothing to do with anything. Like when it comes to, as far as I know, when it comes to games played, whatever, other than you've had so many playoff games.
So playoffs is
It
just
had
kind of
nothing.
its own fucking animal.
It's its own what do you call it? Fuck.
It's like its own little season type deal.
It's its own season. Yeah, it's its own season.
Yeah. That's why I asked, because honestly, I wasn't sure, but I knew that there was some sort of rule about if he plays a certain amount of games or whatever up there, that it could like shave a year off his entry level deal or something like that. I know there's something in there about that. I don't know. I'm all mixed up. I know I'm mixed up, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, here's the thing when it comes to him. The kid came in, his first 2 NHL goals he scored in overtime. One of them was against the Leafs, right? So, like, why do you have this kid in the press box?
It doesn't make sense to me. I don't
makes
get
zero
it.
sense to me. Play the fucking kid. Let him play. Like, he scored. He's good in those big freaking situations. Why would you not want him on the ice where the kid's going to thrive? Give him the experience while there's kind of little expectation. Like, you know what I mean? It would just be nice to, like, this kid's going to be a stud. Are you kidding me? This kid's going to be unreal. Look at him right now. Scoring goals.
Well, you know, like
kid's a beaut.
Well, you know, like what is it? Dumb and Dumber, where he says to Lloyd, well, you know, Lloyd, the French are assholes.
Fucking Rob, always chirping the French guys. Fucking guy. So I am gonna say that the Leafs are still gonna win the series. I don't know if they're gonna walk away with it. I still think it's gonna be a 6-gamer. So I think Montreal's got one more win in them. I don't know when that's gonna be. It'd be real interesting if they tied it up though. But we'll see what happens. So Leafs fans, relax. I still have the Leafs to win the series. Okay. So on that note, though, speaking of,
but I just let me just finish with.
Go ahead, bro. Yeah, go nuts.
Jack Campbell, like this kid is playing above and beyond. Like you're going up against Carey Price. Do you see Carey Price's save on Spezza last night?
Oh, it was crazy.
One of the sickest saves I've ever seen. And everybody's like, "Oh, why didn't you shoot it on the ice? Oh, why didn't you roof it?" You stupid motherfuckers. Like, it's easy to say that in hindsight.
Yeah.
And like, I was listening to the Overdrive and what's the goalie on that show?
Is it Kevin Weeks?
No. Anyways, he played in the NHL for a bunch of games. He was like, in hindsight, yeah, you're going to roof it because you're, as a goalie, you're going to put your paddle on the ice to stop that stupid sliding. Yeah. And guaranteed, Spezza thought the same thing, but it's Carey Price. The guy's just an animal. I still think he's at the top of his game, and I don't care what Montreal fans say about him. I would love to have him for $3 million on my team.
Oh, yeah. If he goes anywhere, he's going out west. That's where he's from. But he, I don't know, man. Toronto,
you don't think he'd want to finish his career with a win, with a Stanley Cup?
Oh, I'm sure he would. But
Toronto would be that.
Here's the thing with that save, Rob, that you were talking about. Jason Spezza, the NHL, the game moves so quick. You have like a fraction of a second to shoot it. Do you really think he was fucking trying to aim where that puck was going? No, he's just trying to get it on net. On net and as quick as he can.
I honestly think he's trying to lift it because he thinks Price's paddle is going to be on the ice.
But plus you think, too, that he's down and out, too, right? So you're thinking shoot high. But I mean, like, you have a fraction of a second to get that shot.
Near that puck.
No, I know, but I'm saying you have a fraction of a second.
You got to put it up top.
It's hard.
You got to put it up top, and that's what he did. He was going up top, and if you see, Carey Price puts the paddle like flat down, and then as he dives, the paddle opens up and it deflects it right over top. It's like it It was unreal. It was like Fleury, when Fleury dove across the net to make that glove save on Toronto. I don't, if it was last year. I think it was last year. Like one of the greatest saves I've ever seen. And it always seems to happen to Toronto. Greatest saves against Toronto.
I know. Because that's when
all these guys would be in a Hall of Fame if they had greatest saves against Toronto.
Oh boy. So what do you say you and I meet up and have a beer right now? Let's get off the air. We've got lots of hockey on tonight.
Yeah.
We talked about a whole bunch of shit. We got a fucking box of GLs. Want to go
come down and crush one?
Come down, crush some bonds.
Before we end the episode, I would just like to say happy birthday to Misty.
Mm-hmm. My sister, yeah, she's a beaut.
And Grace. They both had birthdays, just recently. Misty's the long weekend birthday, the 21st, and we had a great day Friday. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. So everybody knows.
Happy birthday, babe.
And so everybody knows too. Grace and I share a birthday too. Just saying.
Andrew.
Producer Drew. But all right. So Rob and I are going to crush some bonds. Until next week, guys. Essex. Heads up, Essex. We just wait till next week, Essex. Just wait.
There's a big one coming.
Oh, yeah. There's a big one coming next week, Essex. So, hey, Essex, next week, buckle up. Because we're coming in with the big boys. That's your hint. So until next week, Aunt Rob signing off. We're out of here. See ya.
Peace.
Yeah, I can get behind it.